Hey campers, today's craft is upcycled crayons. So for this craft, you're going to need something that you all probably have lying around your house, and that is a bin of old random crayons. So we've had this bin of old random crayons for at least 15 years, so maybe yours isn't that old, but I think over time you just kind of collect all the broken ones or all the ones that you've lost from random boxes, and they just kind of end up in a bin, and then, well, what do you do with them now? So some of them are still pretty big and I could probably color with, but some of them are broken and they don't have the paper on them anymore. I don't even know what color they are, and they're just going to sit here. But we can do something really fun and creative with them, that we can use them again or give them away as a gift. So it's really simple. So I have set aside some broken ones here. They're all blue. They're not the same shade of blue. They don't have to be. They're all broken and everything, and they're not really good for much else right now. So what we're going to do is we're going to put them in a mold and melt them down in the oven. So one option for a mold that you can use is something like this. It's a silicone mold that is oven safe. However, I want to warn you that once you use an oven safe silicone mold for something that's craft related, you can't use it again for food at all, okay? Because it might release some chemicals. So make sure you check with your parents if you're allowed to take a silicone mold like this and use it for crafts. I am not allowed to use this mold for crafts, so I'm going to show you what I can use, which is safer if you don't have a silicone mold you can use for crafts. So I have this pie plate. This is just going to be a bit of a tray for our crayons. But what I do have is a tiny little foil cupcake holder. So the great thing here is I can kind of change the shape of the foil and make the crayon whatever shape I want, and the mess will stay contained in the foil. It won't leak out, and I just throw it away when I'm done. That's what I've done here. So the one that I've already made, I made it a circle. Now you can kind of make it into more of a longer crayon shape if you wanted to have that. As you see, my mold here has hearts. There's all kinds of molds you can get on the internet that are different fun shapes, but I'm just going to stick with my circle for now. So what you want to do is you want to make sure your crayon pieces are nice and small. So these ones are already really tiny, so I'm just going to sit these in here. And I'm going to break this one in half one more time. And you need to make sure you get all the paper off of your crayons. I saw online that if you can't quite pull them all off yourself, you can soak the paper so that or soak the crayons so that the paper comes off more easily. Just got to make sure your crayons are nice and dry before you put them in your little tray. So I'm just going to slide off the rest of this paper and make sure they're small, and then we can put them in the oven. So once you have all your crayons that you want in your muffin tin, what you're going to do is you're going to stick it in the oven at 300 degrees for about 5 to 10 minutes. So if you keep it in a little bit less, you might get a swirl effect, and you can even be able to see some of the different shades of, mine is blue, the different shades of blue that you picked. If you leave it in more towards 10 minutes, then it'll be completely melted and you'll have like a solid color like my red one here. It's totally up to you. Just make sure you keep an eye on it just in case something's getting weird, and you don't want to forget about it in the oven because it'll smell bad. But after you pull it out, it needs about 15 to 20 minutes to harden, and then you can peel it out of your wrapper, and then you can use it or you can give it to a friend. And there you have your upcycled crayons.